hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We have got Scott with us, so hope you're alright.
Yes, Dan, I'm good. Thank you very much. Apart from a dog, it's going to be a pain in the backside throughout this, no doubt.
Yeah. So if you see a guest appearance, it is the dog. So, I mean, Man United on Sunday. I mean, how are you feeling after last week? I know.
Yeah, it's fairly. Well, I think we're all fairly deflated, weren't we? After last week, it was. Yeah, it wasn't good. It was just. I think just to lose the game in that manner. Yeah, it's just. Oh, it was horrible, wasn't it? It was just. It was terrible, absolutely terrible mistake, and then. Yeah, we didn't look good enough to really threaten. So it was a bit of a blow, and then I think everybody was feeling it. I think there was a bit of a scuffle and stuff after the match in the crowd, and Twitter's been fairly toxic. So I think it's I think some of the fan base are starting to feel fairly resigned. And particularly after performance like that, then you're kind of thinking relegation's on the wall. But then a few days pass and. We just got to look to the next match, haven't we, and see. It's still tight round there. We've got to hold on to that. There's plenty of teams still down there. And I think when you saw Leeds get smashed at home to Palace, then you're kind of thinking, right, we're not the only one in there that's not doing great. So there's a little bit of hope.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I mean, it's one of them ones where you kind of need a few days away from it just to dust yourself down, and then seeing Leeds lose, then you think about it, it comes to Wednesday and like, oh, that match on Sunday against Man U.
I think that's it, isn't it, really? Yeah, it's kind of, everybody's disappointed after the game, and obviously it just gets amplified on social media. You feel that disappointment, but it was like yesterday. I was thinking, bloody hell, we've got Man United on Sunday at home. Like, what a fixture! And I'm sure the players will be looking forward to it because Man United at home is as big as fixtures get in the in the Premier League. So I know that perhaps not that Man United team of old, but it's a club of that stature that are coming to Forest. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, that what I mean, and they're starting to get quite a few injuries now. I mean, Rashford's out. I've just been reading just before coming on to this that Rashford, Martinez injured as well. He's picked up a knot, so it just feels like that they start to get a couple of injuries and they will be deflated after their result against Phil.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they've been playing really well, haven't they? To win the Carabao Cup, and they were looking like team to beat. And then I think they had that defeat at Liverpool, didn't they? Fairly humiliating straight after that, and then they've tempered out a little bit, haven't they? At the minute, United. But yeah, I mean Rashford, that'll be a boost for Forest. There's absolutely no doubt that Rashford not playing will be a boost, and Martinez, particularly in those semi-final games against us, I thought he was really really good. So with him missing as well, then that's obviously another positive for us. But I think whoever will be stepping into their shoes, it's not as if they're scraping the barrel. So there'll be somebody half decent coming in. But Rashford on the form that he's been on this season, he's been one of the players of the season. There's absolutely no doubt about it. I suppose Casemiro coming back is a little bit of a blow because he's been one of the outstanding players in the Premier League this season. So we'll see, but I think there's at least some glimmer of hope that they're not going to be absolutely full strength.
Yeah, definitely, and the difference, what probably as well. I mean, they will have Navas in goal. I mean, it'd be our fourth time playing them this season, and that's since we came back from the World Cup. And they've been changed to goalkeeper, and hopefully that a bit of change of fortune in some aspects.
Well, I think we definitely deserve to give them a game. We've pretty much rolled over, and for every one of the games this season, haven't we? What was it? Was it 3-0 at their ground, 3-0 at 3-1 at, was it 3-0? 3-0, yeah.
Yeah, 2-0,
And then what was it?
2-0.
Was it 2-0 at Old Trafford or 3-0? I don't know.
Mm,
So yeah, they haven't seen the best of Forest. They haven't, not at all. We can play a lot better than we've shown in those 3 games. So I think if anything, there's a bit of professional pride at stake that we're not going out with a whimper. It's a big opportunity to see if we can get a big result at home and see what that would do to kind of just transform the outlook a little bit at the moment.
mm,
So yeah, you got to live in that hope, haven't you? A bloody hell, if they win, be a great result and a great pick me up. So we're running out of games, so I think you'd still say you take a point at this
mm,
point, Man United. So we'll see what happens.
mm. Would you change? And I know that asking that one, I don't have to reface that question, but would you change anything in terms of the formation? Because obviously we need Carty being out and Carty picking up injuries and that. Would you change the formation? But I know we have to change personnel in 2 aspects.
Yeah, I mean, I think Taiwo needs to come back. I think that kind of front 3 with Taiwo and Brennan kind of just slightly wide and Morgan in the hole. I'd definitely go with that. I'm hoping Ryan Yates is going to be fit because I think he's a massive miss. So I think Yatesy, I think Danilo, his energy, will need. And I think, I'd stick with Freuler in midfield just for a bit of experience. I think Shelby's just been a bit of a liability, to be honest. And, just giving the ball away far too much. And we play a lot more measured than, that big Hollywood style pass. We're better than that. We can't just be relying on that every time. So I think I'd go 4-3-3. I don't know whether Aurier's back. I mean, he's another big miss at right back. I think Loddie's still injured, but I would expect that Joe Worrell will come back in alongside Felipe.
Yeah.
But I think McKenna's back on the bench as well, so it'll be interesting to see whether he goes with a right footer and a left footer, just for the balance. So I think we've got to try and get at United. Let's have a go and see what we can do.
And that's fun because it looked good that we had Carty and McKenna back all last week, and obviously with Tower being on bench, it felt quite good then. But it'd be interesting to see what sort of like you said, if we bring some right footer, left footer in with that centre half, then obviously bringing Fowler back, and yeah, I think it'd be quite an interesting one to see what he would, how we go about it, especially against this Man U. I mean, talking to a Man United fan, and he said that Gibbs White against Casemiro, he never seen Gibbs White put so much pressure on
Yeah,
Casemiro.
I suppose if Casemiro's been sitting out a few weeks, he's probably just going to take him a little bit of time to get up to speed. So I'm hoping that's the case on Sunday. Yeah, we'll just have to. We're going to have to see, aren't we? See what happens. But you just want them to have a go. That's
Yeah, definitely. Have you got a score prediction?
I'm going to go for a Forest 1-0 win.
You got scoring.
Taiwo.
Oh, yeah, I take that test. Score prediction in the comments as well, guys. They want to say about your socials or your social.
Yeah, you can follow me at Munich Madrid on Twitter. So yeah, give me a follow.
Yeah, so thank you for coming on as per usual.
No worries, Dan. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, so I'd like to say thank you for watching, guys.